The appointment of Olukoyede as the chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has been confirmed alongside Muhammad Hammajoda as secretary. The upper legislative chamber also confirmed the appointment of Halima Shehu as national coordinator and chief executive officer of the National Social Investment Program Agency. The appointments were confirmed shortly after they were screened by the Committee of a Whole earlier today. In a related development, the Senate has also made minor adjustments to its leadership composition. Lola Ashiru will now serve as deputy leader of the Senate to replace Dave Umahi, who was appointed to serve as Minister of Works. Senator Ashiru, until the recent appointment, served as Senate's deputy whip, and Senator Oyekachi Onwebonyi, representing Ebonyi North, has also been appointed to fill the position of the deputy whip of the Senate. The Red Chamber thereafter adjourned plenary to 24th October 2023. Let's now return to our coverage of the Senate, where a new EFCC chairman has been confirmed. I'm joined by public affairs analyst Nelson Ekujumi. Thank you for joining us on the news of this hour. All of the EFCC chairmen since 2003, I think about 5 of them, left the office in a controversial way. Some of them on allegation of corruption, the same corruption they were appointed to fight. What do you foresee to be the biggest challenge ahead of this one?
Well, the biggest challenge ahead of the new occupant that was confirmed today for me would be the cooperation and support that he will get for, relevant stakeholders as well as the staff of the EFCC themselves. One expects that, the EFCC as a body will ensure that it trains and retrains its personnel, to carry out their responsibilities, their functions in line with, global best practices and modern technology. For me, looking at the pedigree of this new EFCC chairman, one expects that the fight against corruption will be more technologically driven. We'll see less of manual effort. And like he promised at the Senate screening, that before the EFCC arrests any suspect, that the EFCC would have conducted and almost concluded its investigation, such that what the EFCC would do on picking any suspect up will be a fait accompli for prosecution and not an endless wait, endless seeking for adjournment, endless amendment of charges. So the work before the EFCC chairman is not, is not a tea party. But looking at his pedigree, looking at his antecedents, one won't be surprised if he hits the ground running in line with his promise manifesto.
Are you concerned about conversations around the constitutionality of his appointment and the litigations that have also been made against it?
I'm not bothered about that at all, because the Constitution as well as the EFCC Act is very clear. It's written in English language, and anybody who has any grievances against what has been written in black and white and in a lingua franca, which is English language, I expect such a person or interest or group, to do the needful. And what is the needful? Is either they should have approached the Senate before the confirmation, or even now that he has been confirmed, they have the liberty of going to court. So one is not bothered about that, but what we have seen at play is democracy, where it allows for freedom of expression. What people are only doing, they have only been exercising their right to hear their opinions. But the Senate, you and I know very well that for the Senate to have confirmed him means that the Senate must have gotten legal advice. And even for him to have been nominated, you and I know very well that the president of the country or the government of Nigeria will not just nominate anybody because they feel that person is somebody they want to put in the saddle, but rather a nomination would have gone through all the necessary governmental processes. So one is not surprised.
I hear you, but is there a sense to which their appointments, speaks to their political allegiance to Mr. President or the party in power? How do occupiers of this office do their jobs without, having no-go areas and the untouchables, like they say?
Well, we have seen the history of the EFCC chairman from his inception under former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and we know for free that a policeman is never a member of a political party. The police as an institution is independent of political parties. And even the predecessor before Mr. Olukoyede, that's the erstwhile Mr. Abdul Rashid Bawa, was also somebody who was not alleged to have aligned with any political party. And, you know, looking at this new EFCC chairman, nobody can taint him with allegiance to any political party. And knowing fully well that the issue of corruption is a criminal matter, and that criminal matter does not have a terminal date. If any suspect is lucky enough not to be arrested now, nothing stops the state from picking him up, even if it is 50 years later, or even after he or she must have gone to the grave beyond. His case can be reopened. We have seen it done severally. So the issue of allegiance to a political party is not even on the table at all. But people are free to insinuate, because like we say in journalism, opinions are free, but facts are sacred. So allegiance of a candidate or an appointee is not a new thing in any climate. It's done in everywhere. But the fact remains that the society will be on the watch out to see how this new occupant wants to write his name in history. And I'm sure he won't want to disappoint his name.
All right, it's Ola Olukoyede's time. Let's hope history will be kind to him.
We wish him the best of luck.
Nelson Ekujumi, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.